Hey everyone, I'm back once again with another book review. This time I'm reviewing Chain Letter by Ruby Jean Jensen. It was originally published in 1987 by Zebra, although as you could probably tell, this is not a Zebra copy. This is a edition that came out in 2020. I guess I'll just bring this up too. That a lot of Ruby's books have been reprinted last couple years, which is nice. I've been wanting to read her work for a while, but I haven't had much luck finding a lot of her old books, like the Zebra ones, for a fair price. So I decided to I might sell this one for a good price. I was just like, might as well just get it. Um, I'm trying to get in the habit of reviewing, books more often. Like maybe I'm not sure every horror novel I read, but if I feel like if it's worth talking about, I'll try to get into the habit of reviewing it and posting a video because there's been many books I kind of looking back on it, it would have been kind of nice of a review for it, but it just didn't get around to it. Anyways, but and because as I said, this book is actually there's this one's 2020. It's a very, it's quite easy to get this book. You can get on Amazon, eBay, wherever they sell books. It's also an ebook. I'm not going to get the spoiler territory since, I don't want to spoil everything. Since, unlike Schoolhouse, this one's actually easy to get. And plus, making those ones out really, really in-depth ones are so kind of hard to make, And also, one thing that really, I guess, motivated me to read this book, because I was checking which book to read. I was like, I should read this one because I'm interested in it, and also be kind of fun because I thought about let me read and review all my other books that have evil chain letters, like this one called Death Chain, which I showed before, and this other one, which I've also shown before, called The Count of 11. So I plan to read and review, and then guess at the end, when I'm reviewing the third one, I'll be like, oh, which one I thought was the best, evil chain letter book. Okay, with that being said, I guess I'll get straight to the I guess I'm gonna do my usual thing. I'm gonna read the back of the book, and also because it's a white cover, I'm gonna read the little flap here that says more about the book. Then I'll give my thoughts. So let's get straight to it. The discovered sheet of paper, half torn away at a jagged angle, was obviously very old, but smooth. Yellow-white, edged in black, the words were easily read. Whoever possesses this letter and dares to break this chain shall suffer disaster and death. Abby and Brian had heard of such a thing before, a chain letter. Though each had more than a glimmer of doubt, they began to feel deep in their souls that this was no ordinary chain letter. According to the instructions, to be safe, they must send the letter to their close friends. But were they putting these friends in danger? Those that dare to break the chain shall suffer. It had seemed so innocent at first. Then the mysterious occurrences began. And I'll just read this part of it. Sorry. Youngsters Abby and Brian decided to spend the afternoon riding their bikes to the speedy mart and buying a few treats. However, plans strangely went awry. First, Abby talked Brian into taking along Babs, his 6-month-old golden retriever, without asking permission. Brian put his best leash on Babs, and off they went. Abby then wanted to stop and ask Shelley to join them. Shelley agreed, but suggested they take the shortcut through the woods. That is where things went off track. Along the way, Babs got loose and led them on a merry chase, up a big hill, to a tall chain-link fence, then, under the fence, into a huge abandoned old nursing home. They searched high and low, but could not find Babs. What they did find was a torn portion of a spooky chain letter with spidery words elegantly penned on the yellowed paper edged in black. This was unlike any chain letter they had ever seen. The letter plainly stated, whoever possesses this letter and dares to break this chain shall suffer disaster and death. It had the feel of pure evil. That night, Brian and Shelley decided to go back and look for the dog. Things got even worse when Shelley also disappeared. Over the next few weeks, Abby, Brian, and their family and friends' lives came to revolve around that letter. Would they know who had broken the chain letter by who had died? Abby and Brian slowly became obsessed with finding the torn off portion of the chain letter and learning what is supposed to happen to those who break the chain. Okay, so again, didn't do the best job at narrating that, but I'll go with it. And something I want to bring up too, which I thought was interesting, the back of this book actually brags about the Goodreads rating, like the score, which I thought was a little funny. Like I don't think I've seen that book before, at least not that I can recall. So I guess now I'll just say my thoughts, you know. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. It's a pretty easy read, and it's also not that long. It's only at 256 pages, and it definitely keeps you turning the pages to find out like, oh, what happens next, and to figure out the mystery and all those other things, because well, as you probably guessed, it's about evil chain letter, and it's like as like things start escalating and things start deteriorating, which is that's always nice, I suppose. And something also that was I quite liked was the fact that the characters, they felt like real characters, like they actually felt like people. They I guess by that, like for one, Brian, he's 11. He seems like a really nice kid, and he also actually feels like someone appropriate for his age. He's not insanely like, for example, a lot of books I read, kids are usually insanely dumb, insanely annoying, or sometimes they act like an adult, like they're basically at like they sometimes even act more mature than an adult would. This one, I felt like he acted appropriate for his age, and like one part I actually thought was kind of funny, and adds a bit of I suppose realism. Is the fact that at one point Brian, he's trying to pronounce a word he heard his grandmother say, and it's not like an inappropriate word. It's just a really long word. Well, not that long, but it's like maybe a long word for a child. He tries to pronounce it twice. He can't, so he just says a different word to get, that means the exact same thing. So, that's always nice to have good characters in a book. And another thing that was pretty cool is obviously because as the book states, they find this letter in an old abandoned nursing home, and it's pretty nice when they go into like Brian's grandmother. She talks a bit about the old nursing home. Like I guess when it opened and the history of it and all this other stuff like that. And something interesting about this book is the fact that I guess I haven't read too many YA novels, but it kind of reminded me of one because there's nothing insanely gory or graphic that happens in this book. There's no one like be disemboweled or anything like that. It's mainly just like spooky, events like paranormal stuff and like characters. Well, I guess like I won't spoil things, but I guess things happening because of this chain letter. So that was definitely a different change of pace because lately I've been reading books that were just fairly graphic with all its sort of like its kills and events. So this one's just different. It's more atmospheric and like more subtle. So it's nice. So again, it's because of that, just sort of remind me of like something of a YA novel would do. Not saying this is one. I mean, I really, like I said, I haven't read too many of those, and I don't know what can classify as one. But it just sort of made me thought of that. Let's see. I was just looking at my notes, like I always do, for some points. I suppose that's kind of it, So, like again, I don't want to go into the spoiler stuff, but I would say that yeah. Well, actually, I will say this, but I just remembered actually. I saw one post on Goodreads mention the fact that the book has a cheesy ending, and I would say that yeah, the ending is kind of cheesy, and also it's pretty ambiguous, but I enjoyed it because obviously if you watch my other reviews, you know I actually don't mind cheesiness. It's actually sometimes what I seek, you know. So I'll just say that really enjoyed this one. Highly recommended. If it sounds like your cup of tea, it's quite easy to get. Like as I said, I'll probably give it 4 out of 5 stars. So I guess I'll just end the video here. Yeah, I know this was gonna be a quicker one, but as I said, I didn't want to spoil anything, and also making those really in-depth ones are kind of hard for me. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. So take care.